Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, a free way to support the channel is by leaving a thumbs up, by leaving a comment, by leaving 2 comments. Hello out there to everyone who has left 2 comments, I do see you. And to everyone who is a new subscriber, thank you very much. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Bitcoin has extreme potential to hold 47,000 US dollars as its support level. This is according to Raphael Schulze-Kraft, the co-founder and CTO of blockchain analytics firm Glassnode. The data scientist studied the number of existing Bitcoin that moved within the said price bucket and placed it against other price levels. He noted that the unspent transaction output realized price distribution near the $47,000 level was comparatively higher than the rest in recent time, stressing that the range prompted the Bitcoin network participants to become more active than usual. UTXO is usually, first of all, it's the actual thing that you can tell where transactions are from and kind of where they came from. And the other thing that kind of links all the transactions together, it's usually sometimes used as a metric to see if people are buying coins and then selling them or sending them other places. We had this about a month ago where basically we kept on seeing news that like people who were buying Bitcoin weren't sending them away. They were simply being accumulated more and more into one address. And basically what this guy is saying is that as prices have been moving, there was more activity on the network. Basically what it comes down to. For those of you who do not know, who have not been around the last, I want to say about 52 hours, roughly within that range, we are still in nonsense land. Basically meaning our market is falling. Not big falls, but we're still falling enough that it is noticeable, and this is because that the stock markets around the world are also falling. There should not be a direct correlation with our market, as Bitcoin is meant to be against inflation, and therefore when inflation happened, Bitcoin does well. But alas, I think something is spooking all of the markets right now. For those of you not looking at the screen, it says stocks tumble as Powell signals inflation is ahead. There was a discussion. The head of the Federal Reserve, the people who print the money and have been printing a lot of it the last 12 months or so, basically came forward and was like, sorry, yeah, you were all right. We had news on Monday, I believe that it was, that bond rates had been pumping. And the news was that bond rates were pumping because everybody was like, what? The economy's definitely on its way back. Don't you even worry. Everything's going to be honky-dory. I don't know if people still say honky-dory. Other economists came forward and they were like, no, it looks like inflation is really here and people need to start paying attention. Other people were like, that's insane. You have no idea what you're talking about. And now here we are. So once again, the U.S. government, and they were not alone, it was every government around the world, because of the current situation that we are still in, basically printed tons of money. Why did they print tons of money, you might ask? Were they trying to help their citizens? Were they trying to rebuild roads, maybe make food programs? Nope, they were printing all that money to push into the stock market. Yep, sounds fake, but it's true, you can Google it. They basically printed a huge amount of money, gave this much to their citizens, and this amount they basically pushed into securities, basically meaning stocks and other things that are on stock markets or that are overseen by the Securities and Exchange Commission, basically trying to keep the market afloat, because if the market remains afloat, everything looks like it is just fine when it is not. So long story short, Powell came forward and was like, there's some inflation coming, or it's already here. And stocks around the world have begun to tumble. The markets aren't even open yet. I wake up quite early. So yeah, it says Powell inflation remarks send Asian stocks lower. I can only assume what's going to happen when the North American markets open. And I guess even more so maybe the European markets. Anyway, so I guess that's a bit of a reason, if you will, as to why the cryptocurrency market is falling, and I guess an exact reason as to why the stock market is falling. We've seen, my belief is, or my idea behind all of this is, I think every market is spooked at the moment. That's the only way that I can really put it. I believe that there are still people behind the scenes who are actively trying to do what they can to lower cryptocurrency prices so that they can buy up more. We've had zero indication that every major player in the cryptocurrency space, and even the smaller ones, have stopped buying Bitcoin. We know that they're still buying. I know that all of you are still buying. I see a lot of people all the time talking about bought the dip, bought the dip, bought the dip. My friends are doing the exact same. So as we've seen before in the past, especially as stimulus checks start going out, Coinbase usually gives us some news. Hey, we had a whole bunch of Bitcoin purchases and they were done with this exact amount of stimulus check price. And also the news that we were talking about yesterday, now there are rumors that after the $1,400 check that there will be multiple other checks, if not a monthly, maybe a monthly, but like a smaller amount check that's kind of spread out more through the year. So inflation is here. The US dollar is crumbling. We are witnessing history. And make sure through all of this to... it's both at the same time. It's really weird how English works. Keep your head down, focus on what you have to do, and also keep your head up, because if you've been in the market for a while, you have probably made significant gains, and it looks like you are going to be one of the richest people on the planet as the supply of Bitcoin definitely continues to dwindle. Anyway, yeah, Powell came forward. It was like, yeah, inflation's here, and I think it is going to ravage the market. Not necessarily ours. I mean, traditional markets, because they're going to continue printing more money. They print money regardless of if there's a 19 or not. So anyway, that's the price news, and let's move on. Next up, the founder of Ripple-backed development studio XRPL Labs, Vitsavind, is announcing plans to add non-fungible tokens to the XRP ledger. The price of XRP last night, and I believe the day before, was really trying to pump. And I mean, it gave it its all. It was like chugging along. It popped up by around 7%, but if you look at the actual time frame, when Powell gave his speech, Bitcoin started to fall down, and all the other altcoins definitely fell down as well. But there are a lot of developments that are swirling around XRP right now, which could indicate a healthy price jump after we get through this nonsense. In a new tweet, Vind called the attention of XRP developers to share their ideas on how to bring the increasingly popular unique digital assets to the XRP ledger. He said, XRP Ledger Standard Protocol calling on all XRPL devs for thoughts, non-fungible tokens on the XRP ledger. So, as I mentioned before, this happens amongst every single coin. It is not just XRP, it is not just Cardano, it is not just Tron, EOS, Poopadoop, whatever other coin that's actually out there. They all do the exact same thing. Typically, Ethereum thinks of something. They say that they're proposing to do something. They end up activating it on their network. Every other network follows. Same exact thing happened for ICOs. Same exact thing happened for STOs. STOs were basically meant to be security tokens, because after ICOs, people who oversee securities basically came forward and they're like, we don't like that. So people were like, okay, we'll make security tokens. So people can definitely make their legal tokens on top of our platform. People started making STOs. It didn't really catch on. Every other platform was like, we'll also make STOs, and then they didn't when it didn't really run through. Wow, weird sentence. Didn't really work with Ethereum that well. And then we had there was something before NFTs. I don't remember what it was. DeFi. Duh. They made the DeFi platform, and then Tron, Cardano, EOS, and everybody else, and even the people from XRP were like, hey, we can also do DeFi. DeFi, look over here. We also have DeFi. Remember the Tron people were like, hey, we got DeFi too. And everybody was like, we don't care, kind of thing. So the new thing is NFTs, non-fungible tokens. I know you've heard about them. If you have even a pinky toe in the cryptocurrency space right now, you definitely know about NFTs. They can be a multitude of things, but they're normally marketed as, right now within the cryptocurrency space, as like digital art. And the digital art space is huge. Not this big. I mean, it is monstrous in size. There are artists who are selling, over the course of an hour, like $1.6 million worth of digital images. And there are other people who are selling things for 1 or 2 Ethereum at a time. It's massive. It's incredibly large. So I assume this is going to happen. I don't think it's merely a proposal, simply because I think the NFT space is going to be around for basically forever at this point. Digital art was always a thing, but digital art before this was never really scarce, I want to say. So I assume this is part of the reason why XRP's price has been rising, because this is definitely going to happen. There are going to be many, many coins that are going to be on the XRP ledger. NFTs are also part of the reason why it's believed Ethereum's price is going up, because, you know, people are building on top of the network, yada, yada, yada. All these rare digital pieces of art are on top of Ethereum, and therefore the network becomes more valuable as well. And then on top of that, you have XRP's transactions are only, I think it's like 1/10 of 1 cent. Last I checked, Ethereum's transaction fees were $46. So even if XRP had transaction fees of 1 cent, I assume it would still be relatively popular. Anyway, that's the XRP news. I assume this is going to catch on quite quickly whenever they do decide to release this. And without further ado, let's moving on. Imagine a world where Bitcoin and cryptocurrency have completely taken over. There are no more standard financial investment tools, and things like stocks and bonds have ceased to exist. The entire world is based on cryptocurrency, and everything is paid for in Bitcoin. While it may be many years away until we reach a society, I think we have about 10 years, reach a society like this, Kathy Wood of ARK Investment thinks we're headed in that direction. So remember when before, and I'm going to say this quickly, I told you about the people who I first heard about when I got into the cryptocurrency space, who basically said all these crazy, wild, wacky things about what would happen to the financial world. And I remember one of the main things they kept on saying was that banks won't exist. And you sit there like, of course banks are going to exist. And they're like, no, we won't have a need for banks. The entire idea of a bank is, can you please hold my money? And I like to get my interest rates from you. But we can secure the cryptocurrencies ourselves, so we don't really need bank, because as crypto has value. Or we can simply store with the cryptocurrency exchange, or we can hold it ourselves. And the interest rates that we get from banks right now are absolute garbage. Bonds and many other things are usually used as a hedge or a way to make money in a market that may not otherwise be growing. It may be a diversifier. Therefore, I'm going to buy stocks and dividend stocks and mutual funds as a way to have a hedge against the stock market, which may be not doing so well, or the property market, or the bond market, or whatever other market. That's how investments go. But remember, you've seen this. I forgot the exact number as to how much Bitcoin has appreciated compared to other assets. It's something like 5 million%. Like, it's not a fake number either. Like, it's actually like around 5 million%. I'm pretty sure it's actually even more. No other asset can actually do what Bitcoin does at this point when it comes to price rises, especially when we're discussing like 5x price rises this year alone. So the idea is that, and this has been echoed by many people, we are witnessing, watching the end of the old legacy economy system, whatever you kind of want to call it. And I think we get more of a front row view for it because we're in the cryptocurrency space. And the original mantra years ago for crypto, especially for Bitcoin, was kind of this like anti-bank, anti-establishment. It's not so much there anymore, as the establishment has like opened it with welcome arms, but it's kind of this like, you can use Bitcoin for everything. And a lot of people go, well, Bitcoin's too slow. And I keep telling you, these are computers. Bitcoin already has side chains and they're working on other layers and stuff like that. So when we have all these upgrades, and you can, the same exact thing with DeFi. Have you not, I was skeptical on DeFi, or about DeFi in the beginning. I still don't know which platform is going to make it, but it's more of a, I heard a seminar, I don't know what to call it, from a bank where they were basically talking about how they believe that DeFi was going to be like actually the next big thing. Like, it's going to take over the entire world, because that and smart contracts allow for a world where you don't really need an intermediary. Like, if you want to take out a loan, you no longer have to go through a bank. You can get a loan through some other DeFi platform, and these people will, you can do it in a trusted, decentralized way. taking, I mean, it's so many things. Smart contracts as well when it comes to buying real estate. Why do you need a broker or a realtor? You can do this yourself. You go into the platform. Like even now, I don't know if, anyway, I'm getting off track, but it's still all relevant. The idea is, I saw something about people who are, I just hit the microphone. I hope I don't have that robot sound. People right now who during this last year have been buying property overseas. And as they can't really travel, they've been doing it sight unseen. And the woman who I was watching on this interview, it was something about property in Paris. She was basically saying like, yeah, we go, you know, we have the video, we show them the stuff, and basically they can go onto the website and kind of buy the property. But in the future, you're going to be able to do the exact same thing because you won't really need an intermediary. It'll be through some platform, but it'll be through something that's trusted and regulated, whatever the case might actually be. But you'll be able to be in Thailand and be like, I want to buy property in London. Look at the property digitally because everything, I don't know if I'm getting way off track. The point is, cryptocurrencies are going to be taking over everything. There's no real other way to kind of put that. And I think so many people within the cryptocurrency space are also losing sight of this. We've had news from so many, nearly all of them, all the major banks, all the institutions, all the hedge funds, the banks who are integrating all of this, the stock exchange owners who were like, yes, Bitcoin is going to be a world currency. What's the news that we had 2 days ago? Citibank was like, Bitcoin in 7 years is going to be the currency of choice for trade. What do you think that means for Bitcoin's price and Bitcoin's adoption? It's not something that people will be like, I want your bananas. Okay, here's a Bitcoin. Thank you for the bananas. It's going to be like, people are going to be using this for everything. The people who have Bitcoin, its value is going to skyrocket, and they'll be using this for trade and everything. Eventually, you'll be able to buy everything just in Bitcoin. What's the point of holding a stock or the US dollar or any other asset if Bitcoin keeps appreciating? There's no need to then hold these other things. And I mentioned this before as well. Last thought was about the real estate market and what these people said years ago. First of all, everything they said has come true. That's just one thing. But they were saying that in the future, real estate will still be valuable, yes, but it won't be the asset of choice anymore. We'll start seeing real estate prices go back down to where they normally should be. Like a one-bedroom condominium in San Francisco should not be 1.5 million. I don't know if you know that or not. It just should not be that high. So people will begin to sell off their real estate to be able to buy more Bitcoin, because we know that Bitcoin, as inflation continues, Bitcoin's value will also continue to rise. And therefore, why would I hold that asset when I can hold Bitcoin? Because I know it's going to continue appreciating as the halving continues, and et cetera, et cetera. So we're getting all this news that this is what the future is going to be like. And there's still people who are pushing and fighting against it. Munger and Gold Guy, Peter Gold Guy, whatever his name is, have been in the news like so hard the last couple of days. And they're so adamant they won't be quiet, is the nicest way of saying it, about this entire space, because they're so afraid that they've been wrong. Like they know that they've been, it's just their ego. It has nothing to do with them actually caring about people, caring about citizens, caring about retail investors. Is that I should have gotten into this years ago. I should have seen the writing on the wall, and I didn't, because all I believed was in the old legacy system. We still use systems that were made in the 1970s that have not and are never going to be upgraded. So of course the cryptocurrency space is going to take over. Oh gosh, exhausted myself. I didn't even mean to get into like a little like rant like that, but it's more like this. How can people still not see where all of this is going? It is so clear. It's so abundantly clear that Bitcoin is the currency of choice and is going to be the currency of choice for all these things. It is going to continue rising. The cryptocurrency space is going to be absolutely massive. And if you don't see that and you don't understand that, you are going to be broke in the future. I cannot put that in a nicer way. Like, it is absolutely insane how rapid all of this is actually moving. Anyway, the point is, I didn't even have to read all her things. I can even just read. It says Bitcoin will replace bonds. His Bitcoin will be a staple investment. It already is. We've heard that from a number of institutions and a number of banks who've been on CNBC and hedge funds. They're like, in a year's time, if you don't have Bitcoin on your financial sheets in some sort of way, people are going to look at you like you're crazy. Why are you not holding any Bitcoin? You know, you're losing your company money by not holding it. And more cash reserves will continue to go into it as Bitcoin's price pumps. By the time we hit a $150,000 Bitcoin, all these hedge funds who already allocated, $700 million are going to start pushing more into it. and Bitcoin's scarce. The price will continue to rise, and you get the point. Here's the actual article for it right here on MSN. Bitcoin may replace bonds, Kathy Wood says. No, it's going to. Bitcoin's going to replace a lot of the financial world that we have right now. Everything is going to be automated. Everything is going to be computer-based. People need to understand. If no one else, I'm getting roughly around 25,000 to 30,000 views per video right now. If I can help 25,000 to 30,000 people become rich in the future, my job will be done. That is all I really care about. It's just a matter of people paying attention. Yeah. Anyway, that's the TMI rant news, and let's move on. Next up, PayPal is riding high. What a weird sentence. The company posted blowout fourth quarter 2020 financial results last month, thanks to spectacular growth in its core app and Venmo unit. And from the success of the new buy now, pay later service, the firm is expecting an even bigger 2021 as 19 leads more consumers to embrace e-commerce and in turn away from cash altogether. None of this means that Dan Schulman is resting easy. In an exclusive interview with Decrypt, Schulman explained how PayPal is racing to adopt the next era of financial technology by launching a business unit dedicated to cryptocurrency, first announced last month. So apparently they're trying to start a new thing that is just going to be crypto exclusive, which is, I think PayPal is moving in this direction anyway. I think they're going to be exclusively crypto at some point. I think I'm actually even waiting for them to, I'm waiting for them to start adding other coins as a buy. You can also buy this coin on our platform as well. But I think the big kicker, and I definitely assume they're moving in this direction, will be when Coinbase adds stablecoins. I mean, PayPal adds stablecoins. Because when PayPal does it, every other place is going to do the exact same thing, and we're going to have what I was talking about 3 videos ago. You no longer are incentivized to ever hold the US dollar again. Whether that be through you buying Bitcoin, XRP, or Ethereum, or by you buying a stablecoin. The returns that you get back on stablecoins, and somebody was asking in the last video, stop it. We're like, are you being paid by stablecoin companies? What are you not getting? What are you not understanding about everything that I'm saying? The amount of people in the comment section who are constantly like, can you stop shilling this coin, bro? Go away. Get out. Now. Like, click the X and just leave. Because you have no intention of hearing what I'm actually trying to tell you. I've given news I've made like almost 2,000 videos. The last 800 videos alone have been nothing but Bitcoin adoption every single day. Cryptocurrency adoption. This is where the crypto space is moving. This was happening to the cryptocurrency space. And all you hear is me not talking about the crappy coin that you bought 4 years ago that some other YouTuber who's disappeared now because he knew the coins were garbage told you to buy. Go away. Get out. I assume they left. The world is moving to a heavy crypto-centric, and it's happening quite rapidly. I thought we would have at least another 2 or 3 years. I assumed we'd have more time with skepticism and all this other stuff. That's not happening. They've embraced crypto quite rapidly, and this space is going to completely explode. We haven't seen anything yet. The entire point is when PayPal and every other platform adds more cryptocurrencies to buy, whether that be Cardano, whether that be XRP, whether that be Litecoin, who knows? And when they say, hey, look over here, you using a bank? It's kind of garbage. You use Venmo and Cash App and Pay This and PayPal app, stuff like that. We give you 7% return for your money that you have that you normally get 0.02% for. Why would you continue using the US dollar? There is no logical reason for anyone to use the US dollar anymore. 0. Actual number 0, especially when the people who print money came forward and said, inflation is here. They never The people, the higher ups, never announce when there's a problem unless the problem is major. Understand that. Banks don't openly say, yeah, we are starting a cryptocurrency this, and we're buying up Bitcoin, and we're going to start custodying it, and we hope to buy some Bitcoin after we get SEC approval. Unless something is wrong. They're not announcing it because they like the flair of Bitcoin. And, you know, I like the idea of Bitcoin on our balance sheet. They know that the economy is crumbling. They know that the last year has destroyed the economy. The only reason why the stock market is still up, and also the housing market, have you noticed that housing prices have risen? It's all fake, because they assumed that by now things would be good. Everybody be back outside and running around and traveling and buying things and buying yachts and stuff again. Of course the economy is going to be better by the middle of 2021. What are you talking about? So as it stands, PayPal is venturing further into crypto. No one should be surprised. I don't think it says how much money they made from last year alone, but I assume it's near the $1 billion range. Anyway, they're only going to make more money this year, especially as prices begin to increase. And let's move on. Next up. Being your own bank isn't for everyone, and that includes companies and fund managers looking to issue cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrency exchange and custodial service provider Gemini announced today the launch of a new service that is tailored to funds and exchange-traded funds. It is called the Gemini Fund Solutions. The new service will offer custody, clearing, trade execution, and other capital market facilities, as well as provide education around the crypto marketplace and act as a centralized hub for crypto liquidity providers, according to the announcement. The point is kind of sad, but the Winklevoss twins had tried to get any ETF out for a very long time, and since they can't do it, now they're going to provide a custody solution for any company who has already done so. I think this is going to take off. I don't think it's going to be as big as anybody else's, but they're Gemini. They have all the paperwork. They are as regulated can be. So I think, you know, good for them and what they're trying to do. That's basically the Gemini news. This was touted as like very popular news as well. Maybe because they're Geminis. I'm not really sure what it is, but sure. I assume. Do they have this already? They might have this already. I know that they own a marketplace for NFTs, but I don't know if they have like a custody thing for it, which is definitely going to happen. I thought about that. I take walks because can't do much else, and I was like, there's definitely going to be like a platform where you can store your digital art and basically like show it off to people, like an Instagram kind of thing. Anyway, that's the Gemini news. Let's move on. And also, this could maybe, be the reason why XRP was rising. Blockchain payments focused firm Ripple is now piloting a new private ledger tailored specifically for central bank digital currencies, according to an announcement. A survey recently conducted by the Bank for International Settlement showed that 80% of the world's central banks are already looking into central bank digital currencies. In its turn, Ripple aims to bring itself into the sector by offering a secure, controlled, and flexible solution for issuing and managing central bank digital currency. So the news being is that Ripple is trying to... The original idea for XRP was to be the currency of choice for banks. I mentioned in 2018 that it probably would have been better if XRP was a stablecoin, and people were like, what are you talking about? It doesn't make any sense. Because at that point, we had indications that central bank digital currencies were going to be a thing. Banks were afraid of any type of fluctuation. Ripple had many different, I don't even know what to call them, seminars, TV shows, where they basically went in front of banks and they were like, our transactions are so fast, you don't lose any value. Like you do it in XRP, it gets to you in a second, and then it transfers it immediately into the fiat currency. But of course, I told you, central banks want as much control as possible for whatever the reason. So now it appears that Ripple is going to be trying to make a platform for businesses and banks and companies who want to make central bank digital currency so that they can run on or with Ripple. There's no news anywhere throughout. Maybe I read through it a little bit too fast. That they're going to be using the XRP ledger. It appears to be a separate chain from what I can tell. It says the central bank digital currency private ledger is based on the same blockchain technology as XRP, which was also designed primarily for payments. So the only thing I can think of is Ripple announced before that it is in their best interest to also make sure that XRP is being used. So it could be that it's going to be a side chain that is linked to the XRP ledger. And as the central bank digital currency transactions are happening on their own private chain, it's being finalized on the XRP ledger, similar to like the Lightning Network. Transactions happen on Lightning, and then when they want to be finalized, they basically knock into the Bitcoin network, and then it's written on the blockchain as like these transactions happened, and it kind of continues. These transactions happened, which allows then Bitcoin to also have more transactions per second as well. That's the XRP news, and I guess the Ripple central bank digital currency news as well. Yeah, very popular, very, very popular, but we'll see where this ends up going. Anyway, and let's move on. Cryptocurrency adoption has surged in recent months as the total number of crypto users has jumped to over 106 million for the first time earlier this year. The recent jump in the prices of cryptocurrencies played a key role in the adoption. I guess the news being, it says over here as well. That the amount of people who are into crypto has gone higher. The last news that we had was, I think there were 95 million or 100 million people who were into crypto or something like that. So I guess the number has risen. No need to spend that much time here. It's just more of a more people get into the market every single day. More people are buying every single day. So just pay attention, if you will. Same exact thing. I guess this is all adoption news. Square Inc.'s chief financial officer, Amrita Ahuja, said the company's popular Cash App recorded a record number of first-time Bitcoin buyers in January. Speaking in an interview with CNBC on Wednesday, Ahuja revealed that more than 1 million users purchased Bitcoin for the first time using Cash App. She said, "We had 3 million people transact in Bitcoin through Cash App in 2020 and 1 million who were new to Bitcoin in January alone." The CFO's comments came a day after the payment firm announced a $170 million investment into Bitcoin, in addition to the 4,709 Bitcoin they purchased last October. Square's fourth quarter earnings report revealed Bitcoin represented roughly 5% of the company's total cash holdings at the end of 2020. Which is weird because Bitcoin is not cash, but I understand what they mean. So, yeah, more people bought Bitcoin. The more people, the way that it works is that the more people we have into the space. So let's say 1 million people get into the market. Let's say there's a crazy price drop. Around 30% of those people might leave the market out of simple fear. They got into it. They thought they were going to become rich. They leave the market. The other 70% kind of remain, whether they forgot about their coins or whatever, and they usually end up buying more coins. A lot of people do like automated buys, so $10 per week or $20, whatever, amount they can do. But as prices rise higher, those 70% who stayed tell other people, hey, I made money. Look at how much money I made. Or if they have a friend who's inquisitive, they tell them, hey, the same exact thing. These 30% are then replaced by a new 30%. And then as prices continue to rise, we get another new bunch of people who get in. The market drops, as we always do every 2 or 3 months. There's always like a drop, and we end up going back up. But these 30% kind of leave. So it's this tumble that continues going further and further. So the new people who get into the market never completely leave. They kind of stay in. And then as the prices drop, people leave, and then they come back in. Anyway, that's the more adoption news every day. Let's move on. I guess this is also adoption. There's a lot of adoption news in here. The Cardano blockchain now hosts over 500,000 unique wallet addresses. With the number growing every hour, the significant growth in new addresses on the network was partially fueled by the upgrade to Daedalus, which will introduce native asset support to the wallet. So we've gotten news like this before from Tron and many other places. Cardano has 500,000 accounts because people are buying it and people are using it. So I assume, I give it October, we're going to hear that Cardano has over 1 million accounts now because, you know, logic. And to finish things off, and probably one of the nicest news stories that we've had for a while, because, you know, sometimes things just don't make sense, but it's nice when they do. New instructions from the IRS, and I know a couple of people, their ears perked up when they heard IRS, says that taxpayers do not need to report their crypto purchases made with dollars. One more time. Anything you hear me say on this channel, please do your own research. I don't want anybody coming back in a year saying, well, TMI said. Look it up yourself so that you can make sure for yourself that you read it with your own eyes and that this is real. The IRS has provided more clarity when answering the mandatory yes or no question. There's apparently a question on the tax form that says, like, did you buy crypto? Yes or no? About virtual currency transactions on the personal income tax form 1040. The tax agency has updated its frequently asked questions, writing that investors who purchase cryptocurrency using real money, in this case the US dollar, and held it during 2020 could respond with no on the question. They said if your only transaction involving virtual currency during 2020 were purchases of virtual currency with real currency, you are not required to answer yes to the Form 1040 question. Before this clarification, there was confusion among taxpayers because they were asking if you purchased crypto, yes or no. And the ambiguity was related to whether purchasing crypto using fiat money demanded checking yes. Shihan Chandrasekara, head of the tax strategy at CoinTracker, explained that some taxpayers checked yes, of course, because it's a question, even when they bought cryptocurrency using US dollars by assuming they acquired a financial interest in cryptocurrency. I don't understand, and it was, and I'm certain it was done on purpose. This was done to trip people up, just to get in a more accurate view of who actually holds cryptocurrency. For those of you who this doesn't apply to, I assume, I see that a huge portion of my viewership is actually from the States, so I assume this applies to a lot of you. The original idea is that they would write something on the tax form that basically said, hey, did you buy any crypto? And you had to click or type, right, circle, yes or no. Obviously, if it says, did you buy crypto, you're going to write yes. And now they're like, oh, you didn't have to do that if you bought it with US dollars. This was done on purpose. I've thought this for a very long time. And I remember even saying this before. I was like, well, they're not asking people, did you buy gold? Did you buy real estate? Did you buy art? And I was like, why are they asking for crypto? So now that last year, people definitely checked yes. Now they know for, maybe 1 million people who wouldn't have otherwise had to tell them. It's nonsense. It's all complete nonsense. And it's very sad that the system works this way. But alas, as always, make sure that you are, wherever you live, that you are doing things legally, because they're always going to try and find a way to trip you up. And it's really sad. So, yes, if this affects you in any sort of way, Google it, look around, find 3 different websites, or even go to the IRS website yourself. Look for this area. I'm pretty sure if you type in IRS Bitcoin and then do like a search for the last week or last month, you'll definitely find something along the lines of it. Just thought I'd share that news because we all know they were trying to trip people up. It has nothing to do. Oh, hey, no. Anyway, that's that news. Let's move on. As always, a gigantimous thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbite University. And Carlos was like, Mo Barazzi, Jojo Shaw Show, VB Nerd 21, Miguel Grole, Lauren De Silva, Quoted Biddy, Barebones Mining, Troy Allgood, Space Case, Nita Miracle, Crypto Stahl, Pater Noster, Conan Don't Skip Leg Day, Snacky Chan, Tolik Banana, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Navarro Williams, David James, Attila the Han, Yasha Harari, Oscar Maldonado, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Joshua Vineyard, Martin Stoyo, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, A Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Moher Maroni, Master Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network. I was like, where am I? Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Damien Setsuna, Richie Rich III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller, Hitch Test Every Day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day, Yes to Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, ArfMedic17, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger Macho Nisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Crayla Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel who clicked the little join button below. Thank you to everyone who is a clicker of affiliate links. Thank you to everyone who clicked the like button and who left a comment or left 2 comments or who clicked the little subscribe. A lot of clicks. Anyway, at the momento, Bitcoin is currently down by 3.94%. It is at 47,100 US dollars. Ethereum is down by 4%. Cardano is down by 6%. Binance Coin is down by 8, Polkadot's down by 8. You get the point. Here's the run up right here for XRP where it really tried. It was like, please, and then the market was like, no. Yeah, everything is relatively down. I think I saw 1 or 2 anomalies. IOTA's up by 15%. Bless its heart. Not really sure why, but I keep assuming every single time we see something like that happening, something behind the scenes must be taking place because. When was the last time? I know that they're, oh gosh, what is it? They have some upgrade coming. However, in my view, it doesn't warrant a bucking of the trend of the entire market going down or an increase of 15%. If I can say it that way. Like many other coins are also being upgraded. They don't really. So Bitcoin is trying to go back up. Like right now, at this very moment, you can even see it on the chart. Trying to move back up, so every other coin is doing the exact same thing. But alas, we'll see what happens as the day goes on. Luna's up by 4%. The Binance dollar is all over the place because it's supposed to be pegged to $1, but alas, you know. Anything else crazy? Nope. White coin is up by 46%. Imagine if we got news that all the banks and institutions were buying Bitcoin, but Bitcoin still went down. Imagine if we got caught up in the ruckus of stock markets going down and Bitcoin still went down. But white coin went up by 46%. Anyway, that annoyed that this is a little bit of annoyance, because you know why not Bitcoin? I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope enjoy your Friday. I do hope that you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be on this crazy planet. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you. I was going to try and go the whole length of my breath, but I could have lasted about a good 30 extra seconds, and I was like, don't do that to them. See you.